With our budget conversations today, we have HR. It's good to see you, and I'm going to turn this over to you in a second, but first I want to give a shout out to Councilmember Bill Pridemore, who is here, who is head of the Metro Council budget process, and I'm going to turn this to Talia, and she's going to take it from there. She's going to introduce you.
Okay. The Human Resources Department oversees compensation, benefits, and compliance with local, state, and federal hiring laws. Their current budget is $4.7 million, and they have budgeted FTEs of 54 and a half positions. Their budget request for FY17 is $302,600 and 4 FTEs. And Ms. Frazier will walk you through the details of that budget request.
Thank you, Talia, and thank you, Mayor. Thank you for this opportunity. And I would like to introduce the HR staff members who are here with me today. On my right, I have Jerome Trice, who is our finance manager and keeps us straight with all things financial. To my left is Mike Taylor. He's our assistant director over HR administration, which includes recruitment, class comp, training, employee relations, HR payroll, and the administrative support for our Civil Service Commission. Behind me is Ginger Hall, the other assistant director, who's over benefits administration, and this is administration for all general government employees and pensioners, as well as about 3,500 non-certificated MNPS employees. This includes administrating their health insurance, vision, dental, and supplemental plan for employees with Medicare, pension, disability, death benefits, our benefits call center, and provides administrative support for the Metro Employee Benefit Board as well as related committees of the board. Also,
That's all you.
It's a lot. Also, I have with me today Steve Kane, who is our safety administrator, as well as Marla Greer, who is our systems administration manager. And Mayor, I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge and thank the entire HR staff. The one service that is the common denominator of what we do is to provide quality customer service to HR departments, to employees, pensioners and their dependents, as well as the general public that we deal with. Quite simply, every day we help people. And I am grateful to each one of them, and Mayor, I truly believe that you can take pride in the fine work they do. And so I'll get right to our improvements and that we're requesting. I will first mention 2 miscellaneous items that we are working through with Talia and her budget office. Both of these items will be recurring expenses within our operating budget, and these are due to regulatory requirements with which we are obliged to comply, the Quadro and the cyber training for employees. And we share the latter with ITS. We split that cost. And next are our requests for 4 new positions, and I will note them in the order of priority. The first is the safety inspector position. And for the record, I think it's important that I clarify that pursuant to a Metro ordinance, the director of law is over the function of safety within Metro. And what we do is in collaboration and in discussion with Metro Legal. And essentially what we do is operational, program implementation assistance as it relates to compliance with safety standards and monitorings. We do assist the larger departments who have their own departmental safety coordinators, which are police, fire, water, public works, and parks. And we also work to provide more involved assistance for smaller departments. The duties and responsibility for this new position includes assist with departmental safety plans and policies, work site inspections and risk identification, including injury trends, corrective actions to abate those risks, provide safety training and compliance with mandatory TOSHA courses and accident investigation in accordance with TOSHA guidelines and recommendations. One of the reasons I think it's important, I will just add, Steve Kane his duties have expanded, and currently, he is over Metro's new IOD clinic, and I think Mr. Riebling is very familiar with that, and we are having success with that. We're very pleased to announce. He manages the IOD administration and case management with 2 separate vendors. He manages Metro's drug-free workplace program and is the liaison between TOSHA and Metro departments. He works with the physician and staff at the IOD clinic, as well as the Civil Service Medical Examiner, and boards and Benefit Board and Civil Service Commission as those issues arise and come before that board and that commission. And also, as you well know, he conducts the supervisory training for our drug program. Again, his duties have expanded, and this new position will assist us in effectively administering Metro's safety program.
So let me stop you there.
Sure.
Since you've said a couple things, let's talk about IOD for a second.
Okay.
Tell me about it. How's it going?
Well, with our new clinic, it has, I do think, and Steve, if the mayor asks for statistics, you'll have to pipe up back there, but we are seeing an increase in getting people back to work sooner.
Great.
And that's what was the catalyst, and that's working.
Good.
And Steve, I know, has been doing some surveys, reaching out to employees who have utilized the clinic and safety coordinators and within Metro agencies, and he's gotten some very fine feedback about the service that's provided in the clinic, interaction with the physician there and the staff. So we continue to breathe a sigh of relief, because you never know when you provide that type of service. It's pretty intimate when you talk about somebody's health and injuries, and so it's going well.
Good.
Okay.
About how many folks have gone through this? He's reaching for
About 1,700 visits.
Wow. And is that one visit correlate to one person, or is that?
That's multiple visits, even per person.
Right.
Yeah.
So about how many of our employees
We have about 1,200 injuries per year that seek some sort of treatment.
Got it. And is that pretty typical based on our?
That's actually a decrease in Metro from 2014 and 13. It has dropped significantly.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, and again, with that position, we just want to keep up the good work. We want to keep emphasizing the importance of safety in our workplace. The second position is a classification compensation analyst. Creating and maintaining our classification structure, as well as developing and maintaining a pay plan, is really the backbone, the foundation of what we do in HR, as well as being the backbone and foundation of any workplace. How you pay people, what people do. You can't get started until you have those 2 things in place.
No, that one I've got down as number 9 on your request list. I
Well,
have some other ones that are higher.
No, I rearranged that.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I've got, no, that's okay. I just saw some others that were in
I re-edited that.
prioritized. I want to make sure I've got, okay, so that one is now a higher priority.
Yes, ma'am. If
Okay.
it weren't for the last minute, I wouldn't get much done. So I did
Okay.
some last minute editing there.
No problem.
Apologies to you. I'd like to give you a brief overview of why we have this need. I came in November of 13, and a compensation, as director of HR, I came back to HR in November of 2013, and a compensation study was just beginning. In fact, while I was at another department, I was asked to serve on a compensation committee to assist with the new pay plan that was coming in place. Stan Romines, if Stan is here, he was on that same committee. So that was in the spring, and to assist with the study that was underway. HR's internal expertise had greatly diminished, and simply because HR staff, it was doing what they should do. They had grown, become very competent, they accepted positions and promotions in other Metro agencies. So there was a tremendous void. John Kennedy was already on board to assist with the pay plan from on board and on loan from Water Services. I contacted Chief White, and he allowed me to hire part-time Jamie Summers, his HR manager, who came from HR originally. I borrowed personnel from Public Works. One of those is Mike Taylor, who is now, I got to steal him away, and happily he's our assistant director. And I also had Jenna Smith, who was one time a compensation analyst at HR. And while this sort of above and beyond collaboration among agencies is a great story and partnership, it is also indicative of the lack that we had in this area. Now, it's Also important to note here, our inexperienced analysts on staff really rounded a significant learning curve working on the development of pay plan. There is no better instructive device to learn about compensation and classification than to work on a compensation study. And I'm so proud of that staff and the competency that they have acquired through this process. But as we assist departments with the implementation of this new pay plan and pay structure, staffing is going to be a need, and that's why those are kind of tandem priorities there, the safety inspector and the compensation analyst. The next two I'll put together, tandem, the trainer position. I'm looking to ramp up training and do some restructuring in that particular division. As you know, Mayor, we conduct and this position would go along with that, conduct the mandatory training courses for Metro employees, and which include sexual harassment prevention, substance abuse and diversity, and DDC, our defensive driving courses. And we also have a new hire. This supports our new hire orientation, which we have a new hire class every Monday.
About how many folks are going through that new hire thing
We go from 20 to 30. Now, in the afternoon.
And that's usually every Monday?
Every Monday. Now,
Well, where are all these FTEs coming from? Because I tell you what,
Well,
I got a whole lot of people who want FTEs. It sounds like they already got them.
Well, let me qualify that before I get back to the office and people start calling. My goal is for my phone not to ring.
I understand. Go right ahead.
That's really a primary goal for me.
Not a problem.
But because the afternoon classes, when we do some of those mandatory training classes, we will have employees come. It's all afternoon, so we structure it so we can also do some renewal courses for those employees.
They're not all new employees.
They're not all new hires, but we do have that class every Monday.
Okay.
We want to, with this position, improve our capacity to maintain reporting, database maintenance for our training database, and we have a compliance suite, which we do safety cert for our defensive driving. We have an official training calendar, and we need assistance with this. The other thing, and Talia, you may remember, it's probably been, I'm trying to think, you helped me 13 so years ago when I put in a budget when I was back in HR then.
Rolling back my memory
I know. We had applicant tracking, and I had an online training system that
I do remember that.
Yes, and I think 2 years in a row, we both were finally approved, and then I left. Now, the applicant tracking system was purchased, but nothing ever happened with online training, and I would really like to do some things with online training, and so this would be something that a new position could certainly tackle, and we need to go forward with some of that. We do a little of that with the DDC training, but I'd like to do more, and I'd like to especially do more, and my focus at that time, and it would still be my focus then, is with safety training. There's a lot of safety training that we can do, and it lends itself to when folks are all sitting in a roll call room, et cetera, et cetera. So that would be an important component. The last one, the HR data analyst. We, as you know and suspect, Mayor, we issue a significant number of reports monthly, annually, biannually, as well as upon request. And we currently don't have the system in place to do for a point-in-time report. So Marla, who's our system manager, she does one once a month, so we have that snapshot so we can go forward with what the reports we need. She issues a monthly EEO utilization report, and that's for our grant funding departments. To complete this work to complete these reports takes a lot of work, manual work. For example, costing the pay plan, which Mr. Breebling and Ty are very familiar with the costing that we have been providing them, was primarily manual process. And Mayor, I'll share, and I think will be a pleasant anecdote for you. The person I have on staff now that does the costing was a classmate of yours at Owen.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
Leslie Schuster,
Of
but once
course.
upon a time she was Leslie Turner.
She sure was.
Yes.
That's great.
So you can have some confidence and pride in the
Absolutely.
costing that our department produces.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that.
Okay. She said, don't embarrass me. She won't remember me. I said,
I do
bet she
remember her.
does.
Absolutely. Tell her
Okay.
I said hey.
I will. We're looking for assistance to have this position design, maintain, and enhance HR metrics, our dashboard, respond to various data requests, internal, Metro-wide, and the public in a timely and efficient manner, and identify ways to help us improve our HR processes. So that's our ask, Mayor, and we appreciate your consideration and you listening to us.
Can I jump back to my opening comments? I'm hoping that Jerome has this handy, because I don't. I had mentioned in my opening remarks that you've got a Metro budget of $4.7 million, but you receive significant assistance through the benefit board for many of your positions where they actually pay for those. Do you happen to know about what that contribution is? I mean, I understand if you don't have it, because I don't know.
Give us a ballpark.
Seems like it's over at least over $1 million. Is it easily over $1 million?
million.
Easily over $1 million a year that they contribute toward salaries and support for your staff.
It's divided up. Certain staff, a certain percentage is paid for by the benefit board. I think we have very few that it's 100% paid, but we do have some. But we do. You're exactly right, Talia. We do.
Okay. I thought the mayor ought to
Yes, that's-
know about
yeah,
that support.
That is.
Yeah. Rich, any questions? Don, any more?
I think I'm good.
Thank you, Talia.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. It's so good to see all of you. Thank you so much. Thanks.